Okay, this evening I'm going to be talking about making sound effects for radio drama, but not using recordings, using mechanical devices and things. But I'm just going to introduce the story a little bit first. Okay, this is a story which begins for me in this building, which is the Albany Empire in Deptford, South East London. Some of you may know it. I got a job here in 1988, working as a resident sound designer and engineer. And while I was working there, I was asked to give technical support to a couple of people have just formed a new company called the Independent Radio Drama Production Company, and their names were Richard Shannon and Tim Crook. Not this Tim Crook, unfortunately. And they were doing a writer's workshop, and because I was giving technical support to it, I learned the stuff in the workshop, and I decided to submit a script, which was accepted for production and was broadcast on LBC on Easter Sunday, which will be 30 years ago on Easter Sunday at the end of the week here. I was absolutely amazed at the time because 120,000 people listened to that. And for me, at that time, the technologies we had at that time, that was a lot of people to reach in one go. It was very exciting. I then moved on to this building. This is Goldsmiths College in South East London, which is just up the road. Oh, you know it as well. This is Goldsmiths College. I got a job in the drama department there. And I was very pleased to walk into a university at last. I left school at 16. I never thought I was going to end up in academia. And I was very pleased to go to university and get paid for it. And I worked in this area here. This was the drama department. And that's the building there, over the other side of the field here, was where they had their radio drama studio. And part of my brief was not only to give support in theatre, sound design or scenography as it's called, but also to give support to students doing radio drama. Studio looked a bit like this, but not quite. But in that it was basically a bunch of lovely microphones, some different recording booths and things to create different atmospheres. It was much more modern than this, I have to say. But we did have a set of sound effects on record and on CD, and I was recently trained and up to date with digital technology, but actually at the time nobody could really afford to buy it. So there was very little of it around. It was mainly some very beautiful reel-to-reel tape recorders, and it was a very manual process. The nice thing with working with students here was that with a group of students you could do a collaborative effort in making a radio piece, and that's something that I definitely encourage, because you didn't just want a couple of people to be working, you wanted everybody in the class to have a role in it. And I worked with some fabulous students who gave me some very challenging requests, things like, I want the sound of salt being poured on a slug. Or another one was, I want the sound of knights in armour knights soiling their armour just before they go into battle. And these things were challenging and a lot of fun to do. Moving on. While I was there, I was introduced to this book, which I thoroughly recommend to anybody. It's what we affectionately call Hopkins Magic. It was introduced to me by my manager at Goldsmiths College, and it's a 100-year-old book about exactly what it says: stage illusion, special effects, and trick photography. And it had a section on generating sound effects from mechanical devices. Some of the things in this book are about 1,000 years old. It tells you how how ancient priests would open temple doors by lighting a candle over here. These sort of very mechanical environments. It's a great book, and if I was stuck on Tim's desert island, like Robinson Crusoe, that's the book I would take with me, because it's fabulous. I ended up doing 2 installations at the Serpentine Gallery in Regent's Park, The first one was for a theatre company called Da Da Dum, and what they wanted to do was to recreate the experience that some of you may remember, and some of you definitely won't have had, which was after Sunday dinner, families would sit around the radio and listen to afternoon drama, and it would be kind of a family event. And the idea of this installation was to create a space in the round with a radio in the middle, and the audience would come in and they would sit down, get comfortable, and a story would start in the radio, and then as it progressed it would move to the space around the outside of the audience where there were actors and things that happened. And it was, again, it was a thriller. It was quite a nasty story, in fact, and culminating in this horrific kind of climax where, again, it's just one of those sound effects you get asked for, and you don't think, well, how am I going to do that? And what they wanted was the sound of somebody having a fist plunged into their chest and their heart ripped out. Now, unfortunately, you know, not many people know what that sounds like, so you can get away with stuff, and I very definitely did. And I've also got away with losing my slides somehow. Let's go on to the next one. Oh yeah? This is the second installation at the Serpentine Gallery, which is by an American artist called Ritwik Taravanija. And he's an amazing American concept artist, and what he'd done at the gallery was he built a replica of his apartment in New York at one end, and then right at the other end he built a mirror of his apartment. And people were invited to come and visit and hang out in this space, and in fact one person moved into it during the course of the exhibition, and you could cook there, you could bring food to eat, you could just meet people and chat and just hang out. It's a very nice place. And between the two replicas of his flat in New York was this, and this is a replica of his favourite cafe. And in that cafe we set up a broadcast studio, and every day at 4 o'clock we broadcast live an episode of a soap opera which had been written for the exhibition. And we had maybe one or two professional actors, and the rest of the cast were taken by people who just happened to be in the gallery at the time. So they were kids, there were dogs, adults, and it really, really worked. It was really, really good fun. You just kind of collar somebody and said, we're going live in 15 minutes. Do you mind reading a few lines or doing something with this radio show? And in true sort of Archer's tradition, on a Sunday there was a compilation of all the week's episodes that went out. It went out on Resonance Radio, which is Europe's first sound art radio station, founded by Ed Baxter, who's a fabulous guy. And if you get a chance, listen to Resonance Radio. It has some very interesting stuff on it. It's not the usual type of radio station. My interest in sound effects encompasses the whole spectrum and the whole of technologies. But tonight I'd like to just have a little demonstration of what it might be like to try and create sound effects for a radio drama completely mechanically without recorded backgrounds or anything. So can you please welcome to the stage Claudine Eccleston, Sue Buck, Gabrielle Prince, and Mimi, who are going to come and help me with this presentation.
We're just rogues from the gallery. You didn't say I could have brought my dog.
Okay, can we have silence in the studio, please? Stand by. Complete silence. And you can start in your own time. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bavard Bar Radio Studio Production Company is proud to present Escape from Hastings, a drama in 3 acts. Act 1, outside the cafe in Alexandra Park.
What's happened?
It's me horse, it's got a flat, innit? Did you hear that?
Eventually, yes. I can't wait.
Won't be long now.
But something always goes wrong. We've never managed to get away from here before.
Don't worry. I've got a plan. The world is my oyster. No, our oyster.
I'll make a change from Huss and Dabs. Shall we have a cuppa?
Yes, please. Yeah, I'm parched. Too much gin and tonic. Is it safe?
Don't worry. No one will see us here.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to scene 2. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for scene 2, I need your assistance. We're in the scenes inside the cafe in Alexandra Park. So I need all of you to be the audience, you already view. I need you to be customers inside the cafe. So can we just rehearse that, please? Just chat to the person next to you. Maybe take a drink or two. That's absolutely perfect. What I'm going to do.
Dogs aren't allowed, you know.
What I'm going to do is ask you, when I give you the cue, which will be after my announcement for Act 2, if you start quite loud and when I bring my hands down, dip the level so that we can hear the act. Okay. Okay, stand by in the studio for set 2, please. Act 2, the cafe in Alexandra Park.
The coffee machine's on the blink, so I've got your tea. Did you find one of those pedals I told you about?
It took ages, but eventually I found one with a hole in the middle. What's it for? What's it all about?
I'll tell you if you shut up. There's this legend about a curse made by some old wizard called Crowley. Let me have a look then.
Here you go.
Aha! Perfect. I can see right through it.
So what's it for?
I'll show you tonight. Not long now. Have you packed?
Yes.
And no one suspects.
No. We're meeting at the same place. On the beach.
Yes, tonight.
Perfect, thank you. Moving on to Act 3 now, stand by. Silence in the studio, please.
Again.
Act 3, on a beach near Hastings.
so we can go wherever we like.
Oh, village looks nice, doesn't it?
Bexhill. They say it's flat in Bexhill.
Yeah, I've heard that too. You think it's possible?
You have been listening to Escape from Hastings, starring Claudine Eccleston, Susan Buck, and the phoning skills of Gabrielle Prince and Mimi King. Ladies and gentlemen, it's as simple as that.